how can somebody really know if they're getting enough sleep?
Well, these days we do actually have those apps, right? And so the third party, like non-biased data from one of those sleep apps with a device, either a watch or a ring, that measures your sleep can be extremely helpful, right? They'll tell you amount you've had of the different types of sleep. They'll also tell you based on like your heart rate variance and your heart rate and your maybe something else that how recovered you are from your sleep. So some people are against them because of the radiation they're emitting. They're probably not a good idea to use like for the rest of your life for that reason. But in terms of like getting a grip on this and knowing, as you just said, Chrissy, like I think personally that they are actually the best possible thing, at least that you can do yourself, you know? Possibly the best thing full stop, because even if you go and do a sleep study or something in a hospital, it's a weird environment. It's not normal. So it's not going to be representative of about what, how you normally sleep. So that is one thing. If you do sleep in the same room with someone else, getting feedback from them, so if they're like, oh, I keep hearing you like choking, or, you just talked about sleep apnea, or you kept waking up but you don't remember it, like that feedback can be helpful. Other than that, and as we talked about, this is not 100% reliable by any means, but it's still something. You can ask yourself a few questions, like how refreshed do I feel when I wake up within about 10 minutes, something like that. How do I need any kind of stimulant to have energy during the day? Now, you may need it just because you're habituated to it, like we talked about earlier. But ideally you're not. And if you're habituated to a stimulant, you probably got that way in the first place because of a lack of sleep at some point. So, it's an indication. We talked about memory being a big one, right? If your memory is better than usual, you probably had a good night's sleep. If you have an excellent memory, at least for your age, if people, observe that and compliment you on that, then that can be a good indication. Mood is another big one, So again, we can all kind of fake a mood, just like we can fake energy. But if you need to fake a good mood, well, first of all, okay, so I guess there's different levels of it. If you wake up just feeling joyful and grateful and happy, you probably had a good night's sleep. If you wake up and you can kind of get yourself to that place by, affirmations or meditation or, listening to something motivating or whatever, that's probably a good indicator. If you can't get yourself to that place, that's a decent indicator that you have not slept well. And if the very idea of being happy or grateful fills you with, ugh, if you have a more firmly, life is unfair, life sucks, other people suck, I suck, whatever it might be, kind of attitude, then that's a good indicator to me that you haven't slept enough. I mean, simplistic, yeah, but it's kind of hard to fake, right? I would say, and this is the hardest one to judge for yourself, but a realistic attitude towards life, and how can you tell if you have one of those? The amount of time that you hit your head against a brick wall dealing with life, And I have for me, lack of realistic attitude about life might be, I expect things to be done quicker than they are by me or other people, so I often get frustrated or impatient. That is not a sign of optimal functioning, right? That's a sign I'm being unrealistic. I'm being delusional about how long things should take or whatever. And so that's an indicator for me. The more I'm getting frustrated about that, I'm not being realistic. I'm not living in the real world. Probably haven't had enough dream sleep. For someone else, it may be that they're always, upset, like they're sad that life isn't better than they wish it were. Or for someone else, it's like, life is a scary place, or, I'm a victim, or some people are just confused, right? Oh my God, this has happened. Like everything confuses them. Like all of these are signs of not being connected with reality. And I would, humbly encourage, if you possibly can, circumstances permitting, of course, that you get more, go back to bed if you possibly can, or probably not, just make sure you sleep earlier in future. Hey, hope you enjoyed that clip from the Rejuvenate podcast. If you want to watch the full episode that came from, just click on the link above. Or if you just want to watch our latest video, then click the link below. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you.